If you're a service provider like a coach or consultant or some kind of creative professional, it's very likely you got into this work because you want to help people. And there is often a situation that comes up where you end up giving away your brain, your expertise for free. Now, this can come up in single instances where maybe you're getting on a call, a discovery call with someone, and you end up just sliding into coaching, or it could be a more formal kind of intention where you offer your services pro bono. Or which I've seen people do is sometimes they start working or do like a bit of work for someone for free as a way to kind of get started and demonstrate expertise, hoping that that's going to lead into paid engagement. So the other day, somebody asked me, they explained that they were in a situation where they had been volunteering for an organization and they were now ready to see if they could move that free support into a paid engagement and how to go about doing that. So I want to share some tips on what to do to move into the paid engagement. But before I do that, just a quick introduction about who I am. I'm Lisa Mullis with Paraphrase Communications, and I'm a brand messaging specialist for service providers, particularly for coaches, consultants, and creative professionals. And what that means is I'm helping people to figure out how to talk about their businesses across all the channels, the website and all the different communication channels, including real life, so that they can work with better fit clients and better funded projects and take home more money and all that good stuff. Okay. So in the situation where you may have been working with someone for free for a while, or even if you find yourself frequently doing this, the first thing to do is to ask yourself why. Like, just do some self-reflection here. And some questions you can ask yourself are, how often is this happening? Like, how often are you giving away your smart thinking and your services in the hopes that it is going to lead to paid work? What's really at the heart of that, right? Like, are you afraid to start off by asking for payment for your services? Are you making up stories that they don't have the money? Are you like just not sure what to say in order to kind of frame that up? And have you been clear about what the expectations are with the kind of exchange that you're currently in? So in a situation where you've been either formally doing pro bono work or maybe informally doing that, how clear are the expectations around what that exchange looks like, and are you honoring the expectations and the boundaries that are set there, right? So, have you defined a period of time with the expectation that then we're going to discuss if this continues under a paid contract sort of thing, or what does that look like? And especially in maybe those discovery calls, if you find yourself slipping into coaching, like how often are you telling somebody how to solve the problem versus just identifying what the problem is in the first place and what the general solution would be, right? Okay, so that's step one, asking yourself those questions, because that will help you to understand better about your internal motivations, and also just to like kind of explore what might be going on for the other party, right? Not that we want to make up stories or just make assumptions about what's going on, but it can kind of help set some context there. Step two is to open the conversation up to talk about working together in a paid scenario. So you can do this quite simply, but you really, you have to be sincere, and I also recommend just coming at it with some enthusiasm and perhaps gratitude. So you could just be like, I've loved working together with you. I've loved helping to support you with XYZ. And I'd love to continue this, and here's what that can look like. And then you can lay out some options for some paid work. Or you can ask them, for this type of conversation. I'd love to keep working with you. I'd love to keep supporting you doing XYZ. And I like to, for XYZ, I like to reference like an outcome or some kind of benefit, right? Because you're speaking to the value there. So I'd like to help you continue to do XYZ. May I show you how we could continue this work together? And then that could lead into scheduling a call, a conversation, or maybe even email exchange. Although I do think it's best if you can have these conversations in real time. But you can communicate some of this maybe via email or text or whatever your mode is, just to like lay the groundwork, and then you have some time for this discussion. And then at that point, if they're open to having the conversation, well, then you want to put together some kind of proposal for them. Now, at this stage, I don't think you necessarily need to do a formal, big old proposal or anything like that. In fact, it works better if you can just simply outline it either in the body of an email or a document, but very simple, just kind of high level. It's helpful if you can give them a couple of options, so it's not a yes or no, but they have a consideration there. And then, if you get the verbal yes from them, like, yes, this sounds great, let's move forward. Well, then at that point, you can put that information into a formal proposal. So just to recap, for step 2, what the goal is to open up a conversation. You want to come at it with enthusiasm, a positive attitude, perhaps even gratitude, depending on what that relationship is. But it's kind of like that, yes, I'd love to keep helping you. Yes, I want to help you do this. Yes, let's move forward with XYZ, and here's how we could do it. Or may I show you how we could do that? Or could we have a conversation about what that could look like to continue the work together? So you're opening up the door. And then at that stage, you're going to give them some kind of proposal, but pretty informally. You don't need to go to all the hoopla of a big fancy formal proposal. Okay? So I hope that helps. If you do find yourself in these situations more frequently than you'd like, or you're not having luck moving from a paid or a free, pro bono type of situation into a paid engagement, let me know. I can help you with that. So you can private message me. You can drop a comment in where you're watching this video, and we can talk. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.